backfield wheels up both guys, like take them both at cost without hesitation. Like that again, like you said, Jake, the only position I'm truly interested in for fantasy this year.
Yeah, now let's do this though. Let's say that we have to pick one. And because I typically refuse to do this, I'm just not going to have two running backs from the same backfield. Even if it was last year's Denver Broncos and with Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams, even knowing that I was going to get the same production, hypothetically in my head, like assuming that split, I wasn't going to pick one or the other. It's the most limiting to your upside. And Aaron Jones is going as RB13 right now, which I think is low in full PPR formats. A.J. Dillon is RB25. Which of those do you want at cost if you have to pick one, Dustin? Who would you go for there?
Aaron Jones. I mean, I love AJ Dillon. I know he's got soft hands. I've seen it happen. I know he can catch the ball, but Aaron Jones is going to be the back that Rodgers really targets.
Yeah, he does lotion up those hands quite a bit in the offseason. I've seen it. Yeah, go ahead, John.
Yes, he does. You've seen him lotion up his hands. That's interesting.
Yeah, I've seen that. Now I need to see Aaron stretch. Go ahead.
Yes. Okay. Aaron Jones or DeAndre Swift, which one has a higher floor?
Aaron Jones. Sorry. I was biting my tongue hearing the whole DeAndre Swift thing. I just don't think DeAndre Swift's actually a good rusher. I really don't think he's that good. And a lot of it could just be the situation from last year. That was my perspective. I was like, man, he should be more efficient than he is. He's amazing as a pass catcher. My worry is that there's so much competition there for targets now with DeAndre Swift that you might have to sacrifice some of what he's really amazing at to get some of what he's not so good at, which is maybe the pure rushing aspect. Whereas with Aaron Jones, they could be putting both of them on the field at the same time. As you mentioned there, John, earlier, splitting out Aaron Jones wide a little bit. He's just should be a target hog there, is my assumption at least.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Like earlier when I was saying the DeAndre Swift, that I agree with Evan for him being a dark horse candidate for RB1 overall. I think Aaron Jones has a better case for it than DeAndre Swift does, because Aaron Jones, in my opinion, has been one of the most undervalued running backs in the NFL over the last 4 years. Like he's just a beast, and his numbers actually just on runs up the middle, which people don't like to think that Aaron Jones, for whatever reason, is a strong, powerful running back. And it's like, have you actually
a slight man?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like, have you watched him? No, like he's a beast up the middle as well. Like, don't pigeonhole him into just being a pass catching running back. This dude can run.
He's a good goal line back.
He's a great goal line back. And I wonder if with Luke Getsy not there anymore in Green Bay, I actually wonder if Aaron Jones has more of a dominant role in the offense than AJ Dillon. Like that it's more tilted to like a 70-30, touch total percentage this year, as opposed to how everyone wants to talk about it being this elite 1-2 punch where AJ Dillon's going to have his own. Going from AJ Dillon to Aaron Jones in my head, those names back and forth is very difficult. By the way, I get tripped.
It's
on
AJ to AJ.
It's AJ to AJ,
and that's its own issue for sure. But it sounds to me like then you're pretty much all in on Aaron Jones then at cost as well, above AJ Dillon.
A low end RB1. He's being drafted, in my opinion, at his floor. I think that where he's being drafted is absolutely the minimum, barring health, of what you're going to see out of Aaron Jones this year. And I think that him finishing as a top 3 back should be more widely discussed as a likely outcome for his season, especially with no Devontae Adams there in the offense anymore. I think that Aaron Jones is arguably one of the best values amongst the top 12 drafted running backs this year.
That's fair. That is fair. Evan, do you feel that AJ Dillon's getting any disrespect here? Would you rather wait and go with AJ Dillon there, or would you take Aaron Jones as well?
Evan went to bed. He's no longer with us.
I probably prefer. Yeah, I probably prefer AJ Dillon. I think both were top 5 PFF graded running backs last year. They're both incredible. So I think I agree. I personally think especially in Dynasty, Aaron Jones is a great buy if you're a contender, because I agree that he should, in all likelihood, finish as a top 8, top 10, back easily in any sort of PPR format. I think that I would love, I do think he's being drafted a little bit low, but at the same time, like RB 25 seems very low for somebody who, I think, wasn't he RB 23 or 22 last year. So you're kind of drafting him at his floor as well. And so you could be really stacking up some amazing wide receivers and then grab, Dillion as your second or third running back and have access to that potentially still very high powered offense.